But now let's hear to our guests about the situation in the north.
I'll use this microphone. Okay. Thank you very much for being with us here. I really appreciate your presence and your interest. Before coming, I was imagining that we might have a larger audience, so I had prepared a speech, but I'd rather just mention some key points and structure it more like a talk between people of goodwill, friends perhaps. So I am Arbor Vokri. Right now I'm working in the government as Deputy Minister in the Ministry for Administering Local Governance, which means supervising the municipalities. And I'm joined here by my colleagues and friends, Mr. Radojica Radomirovic, who is Deputy Minister in the Ministry for Return and Communities, and also by Ms. Katarina Jancic, who is a Deputy City Mayor of Northern Mitrovica municipality. Perhaps I should just start off by letting you know how I believe I should structure my part of the talk initially, and then I'll be more than happy to answer any of your questions that you might have. And in the meantime, I will also serve as a translator for my friends here. Earlier this day we had a debate, almost a confrontation with a delegation from a group of NGOs from Kosovo, at least they are registered in Kosovo, Republic of Kosovo, organized, introduced by Ms. Viola von Kramon. And I have to say that it was a bit frustrating to see that people who are supposed to be independent in their opinions, like not belonging to any particular political party, were so one-sided and were acting almost like spokespersons of the current Serbian government. So our address here may be like a bit influenced by that experience. However, I would like to start by letting you know that as a rather new country, we are making serious efforts and believe we have made large strides in developing democracy, because that's our intention. And we see our future in the European Union, sharing the values and being part of the continent, not just geographically, but also culturally and politically. So in accordance with that intention, I would like to take maybe a minute or two just to let you know about some of the successes that we have achieved so far. And this is all based on the reports by renowned international organizations. First one is it's the EU country report, which is done by European Union, and I'm mentioning the report of year 2022. According to it, that year was a turning point for Kosovo because it highlighted progress in every area of governance. There was no domain without marked progress and no area of evident regression. Moving on, Media Freedom Index. According to Reporters Without Borders, we have climbed 22 places. In our first year of governance, we have achieved a record improvement, ascending 17 places. And in the second year, we reached our highest ranking ever. Then, from Freedom House report, in terms of political rights and civil liberties, we are, as a country, ranked first in the Western Balkans, second in Europe, and impressive third in the world. That's according to Freedom House. World Justice Project. Our remarkable improvement in the field of rule of law has garnered us a second place ranking globally. For 2 consecutive years during our government's tenure, Kosovo stands as a leader in the Western Balkans in this critical area. If you have patience, I would only mention a few more and then move on. Videm Institute. Kosovo has secured the top spot in the Western Balkans for electoral democracy. This is in stark contrast with, say, our neighbor, Serbia. You know, EU Parliament has adopted a resolution about the latest election in Serbia, which says that there are deficiencies. Okay, I may skip a couple of points to save your patience. World Bank Technology Maturity Index. In terms of digital governance, we have a transition from Group C to Group B, reflecting our commitment to technological advancement. So we are trying to match this democratic development with economic development. And according to the World Bank, and I believe it's also International Monetary Fund, our average increase in GDP is 6%, annual 6.2%. And these are just some of the points that I believe that was worth mentioning. We want to share any and all of our development with all the communities that live in our country, especially including Serbs. Just so you may be reminded, in our constitution we have out of 120 seats, 20 of those reserved for minority or non-majority groups, and of those 10 are reserved for the Serbs. Then out of a total of 38 municipalities, 10 of them are governed by Serb citizens, Serb politicians. So that's more than a quarter of our municipalities. We have deferred, allocated on average from our budget 60% more of financial means to these municipalities in comparison to others that are governed by Albanians, or there's one governed by the Turkish ethnic group. It's sometimes frustrating to realize that this is not being recognized. Moreover, like this event that we had a couple of hours ago, we are being like stigmatized as oppressing the Serbian people and driving their expulsion. I had invited everybody who was in the room, and I may extend the invitation to you as well. Please come and see firsthand in our country and talk to the local Serbs. Asking them how they feel and what should be done, because we have willingness to do everything in our power to provide help, and that would be not in a proportional or symmetric manner, but we want to give more advantage to the Serbian minority. Not just in accordance to the constitution, which has reserved so many rights, according to Mr. Chris Patten, who used to be, if you remember, the last governor of Hong Kong, British politician. And he made a statement before we declared our independence. We have accepted that we want to provide the largest package of civil rights in Europe for any minority that any country has ever given to. So we want to maintain that. We want to foster and enforce that. We should not ignore the fact that Belgrade has still a serious sway over a part of that would be a small part of the Serbs in Kosovo, namely those who are either members or associates of the Serbian list, which is a political party that has been acting as a sole representative of a political representative of the Serbs in Kosovo. And it is, I would say, rather an unfair reality, because they never allowed for democracy among Serbs. They were using all means, legal and illegal, to suffocate the expression of democracy of their own people in the process of developing our institutions. And they also resorted to, I have to say, terrorism. Their deputy president, Milan Radojcic, was leading this group of around 100 armed men who staged an attack in a village called Banjska. During the gunfight, 1 policeman and 3 attackers were killed. So it is such people that were oppressing local Serbs, were frightening them, threatening them. So anybody who dared to challenge them, they would face either burning of their houses, burning of their cars, being beaten up, or even shot and killed, like Mr. Oliver Ivanovic and Mr. Dimitrij Janicijevic, who dared to challenge Serbian list, and they were killed. And so it's not easy to find brave Serbs who still would rather challenge them. And I feel very honored and privileged to be amidst 2 of those. My friend and colleague Radojca here and Katarina. So without further ado, I would give the floor maybe to my colleagues here, and then we'll be open to all of your curiosity to answer. Thank you.